Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel. So today I am doing the finally fall book tag. I did this last year, it was actually one of my very first videos, so I will link that down below. This is just a really nice seasonal tag. I love seasonal tags, I've done a whole bunch this autumn. And yeah, I will say I am deliberately trying to answer differently than I did last year, so hopefully there won't be any overlap with the questions. And I mean, some of my answers might be a bit more unusual because I'm trying not to talk about the same books that I did before. Yeah, so I will just start the tag. The first prompt is, in fall the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. So I have gone for Sleep by C.L. Taylor. I loved this book. I read it as part of Thrillerathon. I gave it 4 stars. This has got such an atmospheric setting. It is set in a hotel in the middle of a storm on a tiny island with a very small cast of characters, which is the perfect start to most mystery books. I would recommend saving it maybe for later in winter or a very dark, stormy night, but it is a really good seasonal book. The next prompt I struggled with, and that is nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but deals with a tough topic. So ordinarily I would talk about one of my favourite authors, which is Louise O'Neill, but I did that last year, so I have gone for one of my all-time favourite new books of the year, and that is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. This is not quite as deep a topic as some books. It's not about death, for example, or that kind of thing, but it is about failure and realising what you want to do with your life, which I think is quite an intense topic. And it is beautiful, I love it. I have so many highlights of quotes from this book. So that's why I've chosen it for this prompt. The next question is, fall is back to school season. Pick a non-fiction book that you've learnt a lot from. I've actually read more non-fiction books this year than last year, but I'm not sure how much I've learnt from them. So I had to go with Paperbacks from Hell by Grady Hendrix. This is, as you guessed, an entertainment book, so it is non-fiction and it is informative, but it's essentially about paperbacks, horror paperbacks from like kind of 60s, 70s, 80s, and it goes through like cover trends and groups them by topic. It doesn't have a lot of information in, but I found it quite nice for a very brief overview of the history of horror books. It doesn't go into lots of detail. I will stress that. It's not like a proper history of horror books. It's more basically about the cover design and the general themes, but I still found it really interesting and informative. The next prompt is, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with the people you love. Name a fictional friendship group or family or cast of characters that you would like to be a part of. I said the Weasley family last year, and I can't really think of any other answers. Apart from, I did read the Raven cycle this year, and while I wasn't a fan of the books, it is quite a nice friendship group. So I will say the Raven boys. I do debate whether or not I'd get along with all of them. I feel like I would clash a lot more than Blue does with them, but I'd also get on really well with Blue, I hope. So I will say that because I can't think of any other answers. If you have a good answer for this, let me know, because I want to read more books about massive groups of friends and stuff, and I don't really think I have read that many this year actually. So it'll be good to know if you have any that spring to mind. The next prompt is, piles of leaves are building up on the ground. Show us a group of fall coloured spines. As you might be able to tell by my setting, I am at university currently, and I did not bring a lot of books with me. You might be able to see my shelf in the background. Those are all the books I have, so I don't have any really that are full coloured spines, so I'm just going to skip this one. The next question is, fall is the perfect time of the year to tell a fireside story. Share a book where someone is telling you a story. I have gone with You Don't Know Me by Imran Mahmood. So this is quite a hyped up book. I think it won some awards and it got quite a lot of attention in the general literary reading circles, but not necessarily the booktube ones. But this is about a guy who has been arrested, I think, for shooting someone, and this is his trial, and he's opted to run his own trial essentially and be his own defence, and it's him telling the jury his life and what happened, so they can come to their conclusions about what to do with him. It was pretty interesting. I remember the ending, I read it a couple of months ago now, I remember the ending being a little disappointing, but on the whole I did enjoy it, and I think it was a very interesting way to tell the story. It was quite engaging, and you get that sense of things building and building, which I really like in books like this. So yeah, it's a thriller technically, but it's kind of low on the thriller aspects, if that makes sense. It's not necessarily super fast paced or loads of twists and turns. It's very much literary thriller. The next prompt is: the nights are getting darker, share a dark, creepy read. I could have gone with like 1,000 books for this prompt. I decided to go for one I have to hand, and that is Frozen Charlotte by Alex Bell. This is on my October TBR, and I've read it before, but it was a long time ago. This is really, really creepy, and this is about this old house used to be a boarding school / institution for young girls, and now it's a house, and one of our main characters goes to stay with her cousins in this house. But things are really creepy, and there are these dolls called Frozen Charlottes, and they're terrifying, and weird stuff happens. And I will give a much better description of the plot once I've reread it. That's what I remember, and I don't want to spoil anything. But you can just see from this cover, it's got creepy dolls in it, which, yeah, it's definitely a spooky read. The next prompt are: the days are getting colder, name a short, heartwarming read that could help warm up someone's day. I don't know about short, but I've gone with Freshens by Tom Allen and Lucy Ibbison. This is a fantastic book if you've ever gone to university, if you're at university now, particularly if you are indeed a fresher. This just brought me so much joy. I am slightly biased because it's set at York University, which is where I am and where I've previously attended, but it's just got such a great atmosphere. It's quite quick to read, even if it's not that short in length, just because it's a contemporary, and it kind of breezes through a couple of years of university, and it's interesting that way. But yeah, I just really recommend it. I don't know how it would read to an American audience, because it's very much British university experience, but I still recommend it. It's got good characters, nice plot, and it's definitely worth checking out. The next prompt is: fall returns every year, name an old favourite you would like to return to soon. I'm going to pick another book from my October TBR. That is Final Girls by Riley Sager. I read this definitely at least 2 years ago now. This is about a woman who was part of a group named by the media as Final Girls because they all survived different horrific serial killer incidents. And then in the present day, one of them dies, and it's unclear whether it's a murder or not, and then it could be that someone's starting to kill them one by one. I'm hoping to read this month. I'm really excited to reread it. I've wanted to do it for a while, and I finally found the time to do that. And again, I think it's a really good, creepy fall read. And the final prompt is: fall is the perfect time for cosy reading nights. Share your favourite cosy reading accessories. I'm going to talk about my blanket again. I did talk about it last year, but I can show you it this year. So this is my blanket. It's got like sheepskin lining. It's really, really soft, really, really fluffy, really, really warm. The perfect kind of reading accessory, especially now I'm slightly more northern and it's getting colder. My other favourite reading accessory is just a hot drink, preferably tea. I drink lots of different types of tea. I actually have a bubble tea with me right now. Just how you know it's pre-filmed, because it's the same bubble tea from my other full tag. Also, I'm wearing the same clothes, but you might not remember that. But yeah, like a nice mug of tea, blanket is really all you need. So the final thing is to tag some people. I'm going to tag Simone from Me, Simone and I. I'm going to go tag Kerry from Kerry Louise Reads. I will link both their channels down below. Please go check them out. And yes, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, it helps me out massively. Let me know what your answers are to any of these. Let me know about what I said about the fictional family / friendship group, if you've got one of those. Let me know what your favourite hot drinks are, or your favourite things about autumn. Yeah, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.